that wasn't just a door closing. It was a glimpse into a deeper struggle. Because this wasn't the first time Justin had distanced himself from the world. Behind the scenes, sources whispered about Justin's ongoing mental health battles.
I really have been struggling with a lot of anxiety. You get more oxygen to your brain and decreases your stress levels.
People don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary.
And how Hailey, ever the professional, kept showing up.
He has gone through so much in the last 3 years, 4 years. He came out on the other side of some really dark times.
A couple living in two realities. One curated and camera ready, the other quieter, distant.
Justin and Hailey Bieber ever dressed the same for an event? Here they are at one of Hailey's launch events the other day, and she's wearing a beautiful strapless tight red dress, and he's wearing sweats and Crocs. She looks like she spent 2 hours in hair and makeup, and he looks like he just got out of bed. But this is standard operating procedure for the Biebers.
We're busy people and we want to be in a marriage, so we're making it work, and sometimes it's hard.
In a world obsessed with appearances, sometimes what's not seen says the most. This is humanity. Let's begin. In 2019, Hailey Bieber landed a major milestone. Her first joint Vogue cover with her new husband, Justin. On paper, it should have been a moment of celebration. But behind the scenes, something felt off. Justin was heard criticizing the photos. He didn't like how he looked, said the shots didn't feel like him. And it quickly turned a shared victory into a visible tension point.
Bieber said, "I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say it's all magical fantasy. It's always gonna be hard. It's a choice. You don't feel it every day, though. You don't wake up every day saying, oh, I'm absolutely so in love and you're perfect. That's not what being married is."
In the first 4 months it is.
They're so
Years later, in early 2024, the same pattern emerged again. Hailey graced the cover of Vogue solo, her poise and evolution from model to mogul on full display. But what followed wasn't cheers from her partner. It was silence.
It's such a huge moment for her. She's so excited. It's gotta be a message like, oh my God, my wife is amazing. But the first thing he says is, yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue.
Fans were not having it. They went off on Bieber, calling him out for what they saw as cold behavior towards Hailey. One said, "Who needs enemies when they have a husband like you?"
Every single line of that post you could deconstruct as like, why would you say that? Why are you even bringing up a fight that you got into? Or like, why aren't you just saying, hey, that's awesome, congrats, so proud of you?
Another added, "Hailey doesn't need new haters. She has the biggest one at home." Another fan commented, "It's too late to say sorry," referencing Justin's own song and hinting that any attempt to fix things now might be meaningless. Even though he apologized pretty fast, the damage was already done. People accused him of being unsupportive, letting his insecurities cloud his wife's moment. He responded a few days later, not with a direct statement, but through a quote about growth, about humility, about learning to celebrate others. And in the world of high fashion, where image is everything, that kind of silence says more than any outfit ever could. There was a time when both Biebers were everywhere.
You know it's a fashion event when the Biebers arrive. Okay, that's it, they said it.
Red carpets, runways, front rows. A couple that wasn't just in love, but in sync. Styled, polished, and always camera ready.
What does it mean to be out tonight? Because you guys are always very low-key. So what made you say, let me step out to the Met Gala?
I feel like the Met is always just a really cool night to celebrate fashion, and both of us love fashion and we love being able to get dressed up and collaborate with cool designers.
But by 2024, that illusion had quietly cracked. Justin Bieber stopped attending high-profile events. No Met Gala, no Fashion Week, no coordinated appearances with Hailey. Just silence.
He's my best friend. I love coming home to him, but like, yeah, it takes work because I'm 25 years old and I have a life and I have a career and I have my own friends. So trying to balance making my wants and needs and hopes and dreams work while meshing my life with another human. So we're making it work.
Some chalked it up to burnout. Others saw it as rebellion. But those close to him described something deeper. Disillusionment. He no longer wanted to be styled, packaged, or paraded. Fashion, which once felt like a form of creative expression, had become a cage. While Justin retreated, she built and launched Rhode, a skincare line that was soft, clean, and aspirational. For Hailey, it was more than business. It was a statement, a way to define her own identity.
It's just still such a big part of me that can't believe that it's real.
When I started Rhode, I didn't want to start a brand for the sake of starting a brand.
The girl next door turned mogul, glowing from within. And the world noticed. Rhode sold out within minutes. Beauty influencers declared it the new Glossier. The brand became synonymous with the clean girl aesthetic. Effortless, elegant, quietly luxurious.
I want people to step into the world of Rhode and feel included and feel like they can be a part of it, feel like they can afford it, feel like the stuff that I'm using on my skin is the same thing that you can use on your skin.
Fast forward just 3 years, and on May 28, 2025, Rhode was acquired by ELF Beauty in a jaw-dropping $1 billion deal, with $800 million upfront, cash plus stock, and up to $200 million in earnouts tied to growth.
Hailey is going to remain the chief creative officer and head of innovation and be a strategic advisor, so she'll still be working, but she's not going to be the owner like she was.
Rhode hit $212 million in net sales in the fiscal year ending March 2025, just 10 products. In an interview, she said, "We can't wait to bring Rhode to more faces, places, and spaces globally." Now, the plot twist most viewers are whispering about. Did Hailey really sell Rhode to help pay Justin's $31.5 million debt to Scooter Braun's former company? TMZ and several outlets claim Justin delayed the settlement until Rhode's check cleared. Sources say Bieber is expected to receive roughly $50 million from the sale, enough to cover that debt. Justin reportedly owed $26 million after Hybe covered the refund for his canceled Justice tour, plus $11 million in unpaid commissions, with Braun waiving some, resulting in that $31.5 million total. But here's the kicker. Hailey's rep publicly denied the sale was meant to bail out Justin. Quote, "The historic sale of Rhode is completely separate from her husband and his business affairs." She capped headlines like "Power Play," "Business Mastermind." Her rep said it's about scale, not rescue. But the timeline, May 28th deal, then Justin's debt suddenly gets settled soon after? Juicy or coincidence?
Lastly, I want to thank my husband for supporting this dream of mine from the beginning and for always cheering me on. Thank you.
Justin even posted an Instagram shout-out after the deal. Heart emoji, screenshot of the release, total proud hubby energy. So we've got $1 billion deal that elevates Hailey's brand to global scale and a looming financial obligation for Justin. Whether it was strategic timing or just savvy business, that sale changed everything. But here's the thing. Money can't buy them a break from the chaos. Because once you step outside the boardroom, boom, paparazzi everywhere. There's a clip. If you've been online, you've seen it. Justin jumps out of the car, slams the door, leaves Hailey behind, flashes going off like fireworks. The internet went wild. It was just one moment, but it became a headline. And for Justin and Hailey, moments like that aren't rare, they're routine. They can't walk out of a restaurant. They can't take a stroll in LA. They can't even get into their car without a dozen flashes hitting their face.
Then on Twitter, all of these people are calling Justin Bieber out saying, that's abuse towards Hailey, he's being rude, he's being disrespectful. All of these things are all over Twitter. People are going off about Justin and Hailey, and I feel like it's just unfortunate timing.
It's like, the marriage is ending.
The paparazzi aren't just a nuisance. They're a daily reminder that privacy is a luxury they no longer have. Justin visibly flinched under the camera flashes while Hailey tried to shield her face. The photographers shouted questions, pushed past boundaries, got inches from their bodies. No security line could stop the emotional invasion. But instead of empathy, the couple faced mockery. People said Justin was overreacting, that he looked miserable again, that Hailey seemed tense. But what the world forgets is that this is their normal, a relentless barrage of surveillance disguised as entertainment. Justin has admitted the toll it's taken, how the constant watching has made him paranoid, anxious, and distrustful. Hailey has opened up about panic attacks, sweaty palms, the sick feeling that comes from knowing your worst day might be replayed by millions before you've even had a chance to breathe. Fashion may have elevated them, but fame made them prisoners of the public gaze. Their outfits are judged, their body language is decoded, their silence is spun into scandal. Because when you become a face for an industry, the industry and the world watching stops caring about your humanity.
And if the flashing cameras on the street weren't enough, another kind of spotlight was waiting online.
No. You just look like a playground? Does this look like a playground to you? This is a studio workplace, and you're disrupting me.
What started as fan edits and harmless comparisons quickly became something darker. On TikTok, the relationship between Justin and Hailey Bieber transformed into a battleground. Every video clip was dissected, every glance analyzed, and soon, a full-blown online war had broken out.
I can't, don't touch me right now. Like, not right now, but I'm just saying.
I thought you were being serious.
No, just in general.
Fueled by stan culture, conspiracies, and the need for viral outrage. At the center of it all, the so-called Selena versus Hailey narrative. Creators began posting side-by-sides of Selena Gomez and Hailey, accusing Hailey of copying her style, her poses, even her tattoos.
I think seeing the video back after made me like, damn, like that sucks. That's the energy people are like putting out into, like, that you would even spend your time
camping out,
standing outside and doing that. I just felt like it was disrespectful to me, to my relationship. It just was, period, the end.
Hailey eventually broke her silence, sharing that she had been receiving death threats. Selena publicly defended her, but the damage had already been done. The internet had turned real people into characters in a fan-made soap opera, and the comments didn't care who got hurt.
Leave me alone at this point. I'm minding my business. I don't do anything. I don't say anything. Leave me alone, please. Enough time has gone by where it's valid to leave me alone.
Fashion once made them icons, but social media turned them into targets. And when millions of strangers feel entitled to your relationship, even your love can start to feel like a performance.
From their very first red carpet appearance as husband and wife, the narrative was set. They were the modern love story, the pop icon and the model who found peace in each other.
Married life.
But very quickly, that image stopped feeling romantic and started feeling restrictive.
Try to be healthy.
No wonder this burger tastes like absolute hell.
Yet no matter how human they try to be, the internet often wants perfection or proof of collapse, nothing in between. And that pressure, the relentless spotlight on every smile, every gesture, did more than shape their relationship. It shaped Justin himself. For Justin Bieber, clothing has always been more than just self-expression. It's been a form of protection, a way to shield himself from a world that has watched him grow up, fall apart, and try to rebuild, all in public. In the early years of his fame, Justin's look was calculated: slick hair, varsity jackets, and carefully crafted teen idol fashion. But as the pressures of fame grew heavier, his wardrobe began to shift. Comfort replaced polish. Baggy layers replaced sharp lines. His style became unpredictable, raw, and sometimes deliberately chaotic. Fashion critics didn't understand it. Paparazzi called it sloppy, but those closest to him knew this wasn't laziness, it was armor. He once said in an interview that sometimes he dressed ugly on purpose just to see if people would still look at him like a product. And in 2025, that survival instinct turned into creation. On July 10th, Justin officially launched Skyler, a streetwear brand built from that philosophy. Bold colors, baggy silhouettes, playful names, pieces that celebrate comfort but reclaim control. The debut collection sold out almost immediately. Even Hailey was spotted in his fuzzy Skyler slides, turning his once private armor into a public statement. And just one day later, on July 11th, Justin released Swag, his first solo album since 2021. 21 tracks of unfiltered reflection on fame, love, and identity. Songs like All I Can Take and Daisies peel back the curtain on the cracks in their perfect image, while others celebrate the devotion that's kept them together. Through Skyler, he's reclaiming his style. Through Swag, he's reclaiming his voice. What looked like rebellion before is now strategy. Because beyond the gloss of Rhode and Skyler, beyond the headlines that turn their marriage into content, there's a quieter truth. Justin and Hailey are trying in every way they can to build a life where they aren't just seen, they're understood. For Justin and Hailey Bieber, the fashion world hasn't just shaped their image, it's consumed their reality. Every outfit becomes a headline. Every runway appearance, a story, and every public misstep, a moment of ridicule or speculation. They've both tried to take ownership of their style. Hailey with her polished elegance and billion-dollar brand. Justin with his unfiltered, deliberately undone streetwear. But even these choices are rarely seen as their own. Instead, they're filtered through the lens of public opinion, dissected by tabloids, and used to support narratives they can't control. The fashion machine doesn't care about mental health. It doesn't care about the complexities of a relationship. It only cares about what sells. And for the Biebers, the cost of playing that game has become increasingly visible. In their exhaustion, in their distance, in the small cracks that form when image becomes a cage. Because when fashion becomes a machine, people become products. And the more flawless the product appears, the harder it is to admit when it starts to break. In the end, Justin and Hailey's story isn't just about beauty or branding. It's about two people trying to hold on to themselves in an industry built to strip that away. This is humanity.